ABC 30 Action News live at 11 starts now with breaking news.
New developments tonight of a crime scene at a Fresno family's home.
A man in his 60s called police to report he had just shot his stepson. Action News reporter Vanessa Vasconcelos is live in Central Fresno tonight with what happened in the moments before this deadly confrontation. Vanessa?
Well, Margot, Warren, I can tell you right now, no arrests have been made, but police do tell me that the stepfather is being cooperative. He's been detained for questioning right now. So we have half the homicide investigation team at the station conducting interviews, while the other half is right here at the home that they believe this all happened. And they're processing the physical evidence, trying to determine if this was self-defense. Now, according to police, the call came in just before 8 o'clock. They say some type of family disturbance turned physical. Now, several shots were fired. The victim in his 40s was pronounced dead at the scene.
The police department received a 911 call from the residents regarding a victim of a shooting. The reporting party indicated that he was in fact the one who fired the shots.
The units on the Buckingham call, be advised, he keeps saying he does not want paramedics. Be advised, he's an ex-PD officer.
Now, that was some of that 911 call he was discussing. Neighbors say the stepfather is former law enforcement but are unsure of which agency, only saying from out of town. Fresno police haven't confirmed which agency he was with. Now, neighbors also say the victim had moved back with his mother about 6 months ago and have never seen any type of altercation between the suspect and victim. Now, investigators say both the stepfather and the victim's mother are cooperating in this investigation. They're still in the interview process at this time. Now, back here live, we do have several neighbors that say they didn't hear the gunfire, but we do have homicide detectives. They're actually crime scene investigators trying to make their way through right now. They will be out here for at least several hours, at least some of the other detectives, but you can see very active scene at this time. I'll send it back to you in studio. Reporting live in Central Fresno, Vanessa Vasconcelos, ABC 30 Action News.
Thank you, Vanessa. Also breaking tonight, firefighters rushed to a home in southeast Fresno after flames ignited around 10 o'clock near Winery and Turner. The fire grew so fast, a second alarm was called within minutes for more crews. The flames were contained, but there was some damage to the home next door as well. Power lines in the area are also down as a result. As we continue to take a look at these live pictures, and you can see some of the charred remains of that home. It is a total loss. It's not clear if anyone was inside at the time of the fire. The cause is now under investigation.
Developing tonight in the North Valley, Merced police are piecing together the moments that led up to the deadly collision between a 7th grader and a train. A person working nearby reported the collision after one of the victim's friends came running for help. Action News reporter Natalie Granda spoke to that caller and is live in Merced tonight with what he had to say. Natalie?
Well, Warren, he says that he was here working at his job at ProShine Car Wash, which you can see is right along the train track. He said that a child actually ran up to this fence that you can see behind me, begging him to get help. Now, Merced police aren't releasing too many details about the victim, but they are still investigating what he was doing prior to the collision.
I thought it was just him playing with me at first. I didn't know it was like that serious at first, and then he was just like, I seen how scared he was in his face.
Jason Guerrero is still shaken up after calling police about a child hit and killed by a train in Merced.
The kid was just literally sprinting to me, running and hopped our fence and said, can you please call 911? My friend just got hit by the train. They were coming from Hoover. I believe they just got out of school, and they always walk the train tracks right there.
Police say it happened around 3:30 near G and 23rd Streets along the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad tracks on Thursday.
At this time, the railroad is investigating the crash, as well as the Merced County Coroner's Office.
Investigators believe the victim is a 7th grader but haven't released his name or school. Sarah Sandrick with the Merced City School District says they're preparing for the possibility of the victim being one of their students. They plan to have counselors available, and she also says they preach train safety throughout the school year.
We really do talk to our students a lot about train safety. Living here in Merced, we know that we do have trains that run through our community. That's part of our messaging at the beginning of the school year.
Police say folks often walk across the tracks as a shortcut despite the nearby tunnels and walkways. It's a tragic situation, and Guerrero says his heart just goes out to the family.
I have a 1.5-year-old daughter, so I instantly thought about my daughter and stuff like that, and I just feel really bad and feel bad for the parents.
Now, Merced police say, unfortunately, they see people walking either across or along the railroad tracks nearly every day. Now, we did reach out to someone online who identified themselves as a family member. However, they say that at this time they just want privacy and they didn't want to comment or give any details. Anyone who may have seen the collision or was a witness is asked to call the Merced Police Department. Live in Merced, I'm Natalie Granda, ABC 30 Action News.
Natalie, thank you. A 17-year-old student is in jail in the South Valley tonight, accused of making threats against Jamison High School in Lemoore. District officials say a student became upset for some reason, then began making shooting threats yesterday. Police could not find the student on campus, so they searched his home. The student was not there either, and no weapons were found. Officers later tracked him to Hanford. The teen was arrested and booked for making criminal threats.
Developing now, 3 teens are in custody tonight accused of plotting to build and detonate a bomb at their high school in New York. Officials say the students were all overheard discussing the plot on their school bus, and part of the conversation was recorded. After evacuating the school, police searched the campus. Officers also searched the 3 students' homes and recovered 2 laptops, 3 BB guns, and a homemade axe. They also found several books about serial killers and forensics and another book with bomb-making instructions. Investigators did not find any bomb-making materials, but they believe there was intent to commit the crime with what was recovered. Those students have been charged as adolescent offenders.
Students at Cal State Northridge were on edge today. The university sent an email about a threat. Officials did not release exact details about it, but say a message was found written inside a bathroom on campus. It referenced an attack against the school would happen next week. Administrators are asking students to come forward if they have any information on the threat. Investigators say they have not found any evidence the threat would have been carried out. Well, it looks like we'll get a very warm start to the weekend across the valley.
Kevin Musso is tracking some heat right now. Kevin?
2 more days, Warren and Margot. We have temperatures right now that are a little bit warmer than last night at 11 o'clock, even 70 degrees in Fresno. So tomorrow, to walk on campus or drive back to work, you'll be greeted by mid and upper 50s right after sunrise, and a few clouds even hanging around with a 75-degree temperature almost by midday. So another cool start tomorrow and a warmer finish than we had this afternoon. In fact, we are looking at temperatures in the upper 80s. On Sunday, there's a chance of showers. More on that coming up.
Thank you, Kevin. Local students who say their PE teacher put a jump rope around their necks took the stand today in the case against Peter Samhammer. The former Herndon Barstow Elementary School teacher and coach is accused of going too far when some students weren't following his rules in September of 2017. His method of getting the kids back in line was a jump rope that investigators claim was used in a criminal manner. According to Samhammer's attorney, his client never intended to hurt the children, and it was more horseplay. Testimony continues tomorrow. Democratic lawmakers at the state capitol are trying to force President Trump to disclose his income tax returns. The state Senate voted today to require anyone appearing on California's presidential primary ballot to release 5 years' worth of income tax returns. If the bill becomes law, the president could not appear on the state's primary ballot without filing his tax returns with California's Secretary of State. All 10 Senate Republicans voted against this bill, arguing it's unconstitutional.
The Fresno mayor's race is already heating up. Former congressional candidate Andrew Jantz announced he's running for the city's top administrator. It's been decades since Fresno had a Democratic mayor. As of February, numbers show Democrats are the majority of registered voters. Jantz is the Fresno County prosecutor who challenged Congressman Devin Nunes in one of the most expensive Central Valley races of the 2018 general election. He says he'll focus on solving homelessness and improving public safety. In Valley headlines tonight, an investigation is underway into a fiery crash that killed 1 person in Fresno County. The Highway Patrol believes the driver missed a turn on Watts Valley Road, then hit a tree.
Reedley Police Chief Joe Garza says a recent gang sweep netted the largest weapons and drug haul he's ever seen in his career. 11 gang members are in custody, and the investigation is ongoing.
A jury has now been seated in the misdemeanor child abuse case against State Assemblyman Joaquin Arambula. Opening statements are scheduled to begin tomorrow morning. The trial may last 2 weeks.
Making Fresno's Blackstone Avenue more pedestrian and bicycle friendly is the focus of a new plan before the City Council. Supporters say the improvements will create safer streets and cleaner air. The artistic talents of students at McLean High School filled a room at Art Hop tonight with an important message on human trafficking.
The Art Venture Academy worked on the project throughout the school year and debuted several pieces along with multiple performances tonight. This year's theme is called After Dark, breaking the chains of human trafficking.
I think it's really brought this whole issue to the surface with them, where they have more of an understanding, and then we wanted to empower them to be more advocates for their friends, other people, the community, and in particular their own family members.
Students showcased their oil paintings, graphic novel artwork, and sculptures. They also performed monologues on the subject of human trafficking.
Dozens of graduating Fresno Unified students are getting some help as they get ready for college, all thanks to Steve Scholars. The parents of Steve Farber created the program in memory of their son, who passed away unexpectedly a number of years ago and always had an interest in education. Each year, the Farbers reward students who attend Tehipite Middle School and graduated from a Fresno Unified High School. The students must maintain almost perfect attendance, a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and finish their pre-college course requirements. 35 students received awards tonight with a $1,000 scholarship for their higher education. The program also awarded 23 students with another $1,000 who are continuing on with their second year of college.
Commuters in San Francisco don't need roads to catch a ride.
Coming up, Bikes in the Bay, the inventive idea that's cutting down on traffic time and gas for people who need to cross the water to get to work.
Also, off-duty hero, where an officer who had just ended his day went right back to work to save a driver who was in danger with only seconds to spare. A woman was almost abducted by a man in a parking lot in Philadelphia, and now officers are searching for the suspect who carried a machete. Surveillance video shows the man carrying that long knife on Tuesday morning as he goes from car to car, checking to see if any are unlocked. Suddenly, he lunges toward a woman who was just walking by. Police say he told her to get into her vehicle, but she threw her keys to the ground and ran. The woman managed to get away, but so did the suspect. Officers are now searching for the armed man.
A terrifying moment for employees and customers inside of a liquor store in Massachusetts when a man armed with a large knife ran in demanding money. Surveillance video from inside the store shows the masked man threatening the employee with a weapon on Tuesday. The store clerk frantically hands him the cash as another employee tries to get out of the way. The robber ran from the store with his hands full before officers arrived. The Quincy Police Department posted the video on social media in hopes of tracking down the thief. It's not clear how much money he took. Luckily, no injuries reported.
A locked case couldn't keep out two crooks who stole thousands of dollars worth of video games. Surveillance video from a Walmart in Sugar Land, Texas, show the thieves took the games in minutes. Officials say the suspects casually walked through the front entrance around 3 a.m. on April 6th. They headed straight to the video game section and loaded up their cart before walking out. Officers are still looking for the suspects.
An off-duty officer jumped into action to rescue a driver trapped inside a vehicle as it went up in flames. The woman lost control of her car yesterday at an intersection in San Antonio, Texas. She then slammed into a metal guardrail, causing her vehicle to flip over on its side. Seconds later, a fire started. The police sergeant who was in the area broke through the windshield with a piece of concrete and pulled her out just in time. She was taken to the hospital to be treated for injuries, but she is expected to be okay.
You may not be able to walk on water, but commuters in the Bay Area could soon have a new way to get to work. These are Schiller water bikes, a prototype for alternative transportation to get across the San Francisco Bay from Oakland to Pier 1. It's part scaled-down catamaran, part bicycle, and can go up to 12 miles an hour. The water bikes will be rolled out for a pilot ride-sharing program in the Bay Area by late summer. The company is currently scouting other locations for the bikes and expects a full rollout of the sharing program by 2020. Expected costs depend on location, but it should be around $4 for the first 10 minutes and 99 cents per minute after that.
Looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, it's a nice bonus.
I'd like to give it a try.
Yeah.
If you're looking for more fun, you may want to head for the hills for some sledding.
Still ahead, Sierra snow, the latest measurement of a deep snowpack, and why it's one for the record books.
Turning stormy halfway through the weekend, but we have 2 warm days ahead.
The remaining snowpack in the Sierra is significantly deeper than it normally is at this time of year. The Department of Water Resources conducted its fifth and final Phillips Station snow survey of the year. The manual survey recorded 47 inches of snow depth, which is 188% of average for the area. Statewide snowpack levels sit at 31 inches, which is 144% of average for this time of year. These readings are used to predict snowmelt runoff in the spring and summer, which supplies roughly a third of the water used by the state. Officials say the 2019 snowpack reached its peak on March 31st and is the fifth largest on record.
Would you believe we'll see some more high Sierra snowfall over the weekend? We got 2 days, though, to warm up in the meantime, but we will see some showers come in, and come Sunday and Monday, it will be much cooler than it will be over the next 2 days, and we'll be at 66 degrees in Yosemite. So we're going to drop to the upper 60s and low 70s to start next week. That's way below average for this time of year, and I even put in the opportunity for showers on Sunday afternoon and evening. Probably about a 40% likelihood that the valley will see some. More than likely it'll be in the Sierra, though.
It's that time of year where we get just about everything.
Absolutely. Just deal the cards. You can get anything.
Thanks, Kevin.
Sure is. All right. It sounds like baseball weather, looks like baseball weather, but we're thinking about football right now.
You're always thinking about football, and today Fresno State makes us think about football once again. Coming up in sports, get those calendars ready. The Bulldogs' home schedule is finally set. Plus, a local baseball legend calls it a career how Clovis High honored legendary head coach James Patrick tonight. Never too early to think about Bulldog football. Countdown to kickoff now stands at 121 days until Saturday, August 31st, when Fresno State opens the season at USC. Today, the Mountain West announced its television package for the upcoming 2019 football season. So now the Dogs, they'll look to follow up a historic 12-win season, which finished up with a Mountain West championship victory at Boise State in the Las Vegas Bowl win. Just last week, Jorge Reyna was named the team's starting QB. So here's a look at the 6 home games this season. Dogs home openers Saturday, September 7th against Minnesota. 5 of the 6 home games, they'll be on Saturday. The one exception, Friday, October 18th against UNLV. That'll also be a big night of high school football.
Thanks, Chris. A Valley man is being honored in a very appropriate manner.
Up next, Madera County Music, the new amphitheater dedicated in memory of a person who used melodies to survive the Holocaust.
In Madera County today, the life of Martin Morgan was honored with the dedication of an amphitheater in his name in the brand new Tesoro Viejo community.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
Mr. Morgan died in 2015 at the age of 88. He was born in Poland and taken to the Auschwitz concentration camp at the age of 13, where he used music to escape the horrors of the camp. After being liberated, he spent time traveling Europe before he embarked on his journey to America in 1952. Organizers of the event say it was a fitting tribute to a man who loved so many people in the community, and people at the event made sure to point out today is also National Holocaust Remembrance Day. Today also would have been Mr. Morgan's 92nd birthday. The first community concert at the venue is Friday, May 31st. It's free and open to the public. It's a very impressive amphitheater, so check it out when you head out there.
And all the people he inspired. Yeah, that'll wrap up tonight's edition of Action News Live at 11. Thanks for joining us. Jimmy Kimmel Live is next.
Action News continues tomorrow with AM Live starting at 4:30. Remember, download the ABC 30 mobile app for the latest local news and weather anytime. Beautiful night in the Central Valley. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you once again tomorrow night, live at 11.